disadvantage.
Right. Well,
what I want to know is how my people got here in 1638. Not a single Langworthy has gotten rich in 450 years. It's unbelievable. We know money was practically, gold was lying on the ground when we got here, and they couldn't.
Right. If we're talking about the good old days, meaning 1642, it must be the open mic comedy show. Chip?
I was going to say, weren't a lot of Langworthys laying on the ground too, after drinking? They were
possibly. During the Civil War, they still were.
Right.
You fought on the right side too, Chip.
We're a little behind the clock here, Mike. We're still over at the checkout. That's Gladys, our cashier, and the one we all try to make laugh during Make Gladys Laugh. Fastest checker on Eventbrite, and fast and easy is what we know about Gladys, and that's not just at the checkout. When we do shows and when we sell tickets, we donate 10% of the tickets to Elevating Connections. Stacy's here by chance. Needed a laugh, so you're joining tonight. Nice to see you, Stacy.
Nice to be here, Chuck.
We'll chat about Elevating Connections during the show. You're just visiting, so I'll do the chatting, but then I'm going to make I'll ask you a question or something.
You ask me a question, I'll be here.
Tell us about the kids. Stacy does great work. She works in youth services and then founded a charity that offers connecting events for youth who are separated from their siblings by foster care. And I was talking to a comedian last night who grew up in the foster care system and just thinks what you're up to, Stacy, is really, on point and very necessary, and wished us well in our endeavors. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll tell you about that during the show, and then we'll tell you how to donate or whatnot if you'd like. We do have maybe a VIP customer coming in later today, Mike. Lynn Bodenstein, if she's here, we've got prizes for our VIPs, and Stacy, you're a VIP today, so we've got prizes for you. And then general admission customers, you're up in the balcony. So if Gladys was curt to you about that, pay more. It should be politer.
It's for the children.
Right. You're looking at the Mike Langworthy Theater inside the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center. And this is just the small temporary theater while we build Mike's real theater. But without further ado, we should welcome on a Monday night the star of what I think happens to be the best Zoom open mic on a Monday that happens at 8 p.m. and comes out of Colorado. So without further ado, would you please welcome Mr. Mike Langworthy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Let's face it, at my age, it's good to be anywhere. Hello. Little trip down comedy memory lane for those of you who didn't watch Hollywood Palace in the 60s. The 60s, by the way, were a decade in the last, no, you know what? Never mind. Fuck you.
Right. If you lived them, you don't remember them either. All right.
Another trip down comedy memory lane. Let's say
a lot of comedians, Mike, from around the world.
We do. I love this. We have a guy from Ireland. We have three people from the subcontinent tonight. For once in my life, I can be a white guy that can say Indian and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And I am really looking forward to this show because I always like it when there's people that I haven't seen before. And when the people I have seen before are not people that I'd rather not see before.
Right, lots of fun, funny comedians today.
Yep, lots of fun, funny comedians. Good to see all of you here. And I usually do a bunch of intimidatingly funny material right up front before the show is started, but I don't feel like doing that on a night when you have so many people that are relatively new to the stage here. So I'm just going to say thanks to Chuck for producing the show so well. Thanks to all of you who are here, and I'm going to get the show rolling with a guy that is a kind of a recent addition, but has been really making his mark on the show. And he comes to us from Ireland. I don't think Dublin. I think it's somewhere else, but maybe he'll tell us when he's on stage. Please welcome, if you will, John O'Keefe.
Hey, everybody. Hello. I live in Dublin, but I'm not from Dublin. I'm from Limerick, which is affectionately known as Stab City. Partly because we don't have tourism, we have victims. What are you gonna do? Speaking of Limerick, when my brother, we were growing up at home in Limerick. My brother, when he turned 11, he asked my dad to get him a pony. Every little girl's dream. And, my dad is a saint. He really is. So my dad got my brother a pony for his birthday. Can you imagine what my poor father must have been thinking? Well, that's one less golf holiday this year. Or he was probably thinking, like, now I have an excuse for not getting any of the kids' braces. Or maybe he was thinking, like, Jesus, I hope this doesn't mean what I think it could mean. And it didn't, and my brother isn't, My brother's a welder nowadays, He's also a carpenter, a surf instructor, and former pony enthusiast. I want to be clear, he is more masculine than I'll ever be, but I didn't ask Daddy to get me a fake horsey for my big day. So, the world works in mysterious ways. Never forget the time your brother got a pony. So we got a pony and we named her Apple because we bought her from Steve Jobs. And there's a weird condition he attached to it. And we fed her a lot of apples. And then my brother didn't want her anymore. Typical kid. So Dad had to sell on a much fatter pony, which couldn't have been easy because who's his target market? Other children. So most girls don't want a fat, near diabetic pony for their birthday. You know yourself. Turns out a pony needs a richer diet than exclusively apples. But I grew up on a farm. We had an orchard. We had a pony. Mistakes were made. It was also the 90s. We couldn't Google what to feed a healthy and happy pony. We just assumed it could be whatever was nearest. But no, it's not the case. After my brother lost interest in Apple, he got himself some new toys. I can't remember, but I'm assuming glitter and a training bra. He's going to be so mad when he realizes I'm still talking about this fucking pony. Because nowadays, aside from being a welder, now he's also like a cool hippie. He's got this really hot Austrian girlfriend and piercings. And he's got a memory that he can't forget. I'm thinking for his birthday to get him a My Little Pony doll. Maybe. I think that'd be funny. And maybe and I'm thinking about getting him a DVD on teaching yourself ballet for little girls. Just for shits and giggles. I love my brother, but I love slagging him off more. Do you ever wonder if there were kind cavemen, back in the day? Like, they were like, if she doesn't want it, I don't want to take it like that. I respect her boundaries. I wonder. Because I was in the park today and animals are fucking animals are animals. Like, consent is not even optional. Like, every pigeon is a creep. It's a fact. It's disgusting. I couldn't get over it. I could not get over it. It was like, you'll have your day in court, my friends. There was a boy as well at the park. I didn't realize, I don't have children. I didn't realize that boys destroy everything, because there was a beautiful swan coming over to us. And this boy picked up a pebble and he was like, I'm going to hit the swan. And then the mother was like, no, we don't do stuff like that, which is the correct response. Although part of me was hoping, like, no, you need a much bigger rock if you're going to crack a swan. I hope they carried a series of weapons around with them, like, be like, okay, one bazooka shot and then one scoop of ice cream, mister. I don't know. But bazooka's a funny word. I'm a relationship guy. I'll finish on this. I'm a relationship guy, but I do sometimes miss being single because it's weird to not be happy anymore. And I love my girlfriend. I really do love my girlfriend. I love her so much. But she is the number one reason why I can't sleep with other people. She really is. She's the love of my life. She's the greatest cock block of it as well. I mean, I would totally be sleeping with other people if I could, but I can't because I love her. I really do. Like, I only half-heartedly want to cheat. I think that's how you know you can't have a half-hearted affair. I don't know what that would even be. Anyway, that's about my time. Thanks for having us, lads. I really appreciate it as always.
Hey,
Thank you,
John.
Yeah.
John O'Keefe.
Yay.
John O'Keefe and his probably not gay brother.
Right. But
To me, that if you're a welder and a carpenter
Mm, he
and
does a
you're a
bit of
really
everything.
cool hippie with a
sounds like a
great-
perfect first date.
You missed an old joke that could have been great, but he's a carpenter and a lady. You sort of have to know your folk rock from the 60s to do that.
Right.
And
Jeffrey Burton watching on the YouTube. So
oh, really?
packed house tonight.
Nice to know. I'm going to keep things rolling with a first-time performer here, and I'm just looking forward to hearing what she has to say. So please give me a big warm round of applause for Encore.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Hi, I am Ankur, and yeah, so many Indians in the lineup for it's giving this Canadian show feeling to me, like I don't know. So so there are two types of comedians, one who's good at writing and one who's good at performing, and I suck at both. My parents are human rights activists, you guys, and yeah, for some reason they wanna support me and everything. I don't know why. It's crazy. Like every day they are like, "Do you have a boyfriend? You can tell us. Like, we are okay if you date a girl." And I'm like, somebody had to hit on me first, Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, Indian parents do that. Okay, so this is what Indian parents do. They compare their kids to other kids, So since childhood, my family was like, "Hey, look at that kid, that kid got better grades than you. That kid got better job than you." And my mom recently, she was like, "You're 23 and single. You're not married yet. Look at your cousin. She's 20-year-old. She's married. She got 3 kids, and her husband is dead. She's already done with her lifetime quota." Like, it's crazy. Okay, so that's why I decided to meet people for arranged marriage. That is the thing in India. Like, a lot of people, we get arranged marriage. It's like Tinder. People who don't know what arranged marriage is, it's like Tinder. Except the fact that you get married to the first person you match. Okay. Hold on. It's not like Tinder. It's not like Tinder because on Tinder, you get to meet people before you know them. Like it's crazy. You get to meet people before you date them. So yeah, it's not like Tinder. Anyways, I'm pansexual, you guys. I'm pansexual.
Hey.
Yay.
People who don't know what pansexual is, I am so desperate. I'm okay with anyone. So I told this to my mom. Okay, the other day I told this to my mom. I was like, "Hey mom, I'm pansexual, so don't just assume you might get a son-in-law. You might end up with daughter-in-law." And my mom was like, at this point, I'm okay if you have a living human being by your side. And I don't know. I mean, it's too many conditions, the person have to be alive and all. It's crazy. So I met this guy for arranged marriage and he was like, "Ankur, I'm gay." "Why would you meet me then?" Like, and he's like, No. I was gay, but since I started talking to you, I think I like you. I think I'm bisexual. And I was like, "Are you calling me beautiful or masculine?" It's crazy. So we were just having casual conversation, and I am short. Okay, I'm really short. I'm 4 feet 11. Okay, so I just told this to him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm 4 feet 11." So a lot of people, mostly assume that I'm a school kid, and he was like, "It's okay. Some people like school kids." Dating girls is crazy, you guys. Dating girls is really crazy because I send her nudes and she compliments my hair. It's crazy. I skipped my periods few days ago. I don't know why my girlfriend is upset though. I mean, she always wanted kids. Every time I tell people that I am pansexual, somehow they hear threesome. So it's Pride Month, you guys. It's
Yoo-hoo!
Woohoo! And my parents, me and my parents, we had a Pride photo shoot, because my parents are not ready to come out as homophobics yet. Yeah, so I'm so queer, I can't see straight. See, I got glasses.
Hello.
Yeah, that's my time, guys. I am Ankur.
Yeah.
Thank you. Encore.
Hello.
I mean, you see what I did?
Encore.
Hey, I bet she's never heard that before. All this time she says, "Hey, you know what? You could interpret it that way." Anyway, great job. Thanks. I hope you come back early and often. Probably always early because you're like a million miles away. But anyway, Encore, thanks very much. You were great. What was I going to say? Chuck?
Stick around. There's a round robin coming up.
Yeah, I was going to say something about Chuck.
Oh, well, I told you before that I'm pan pizza sexual.
Oh, he's... And you're also Peter Pan sexual.
Hello.
He loves to have sex with little boys.
Oh, that's not nice.
He just won't
That's
grow
not
up.
nice.
He won't grow up. He doesn't want to go to school unless it's a troll for a kid. Anyway,
Right. I don't know
why would I do that? Why would I jump on somebody who supports me so much?
because you got touched a lot at prep school.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying I was abused as a child.
I'll touch
My
him.
wife and I have that free 5 list. Three of the people on my list are priests. The other 2 are wrestling coaches. So
you got a type, Mike. Is that what you're telling us? You got a type?
Well, you see what you like, you stick with it, Chip. That's what I'm saying.
He's always wanted to blow more than the whistle.
Hello. There's nothing hotter than a chokehold. Am I right, Chuck? I'm just saying.
Mike, I'm sure you know this, but we have other people on the show. I thought it was just you and me. I really thought it was just you and me for an hour. I'd be fine with that, but we have a whole lineup.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Let them wait. It's our show.
Right.
Our fucking show, man.
Yeah, I'm the co-host.
But it's a little unfair to just dominate all the time.
Mm.
It is. Not that I won't do it, but it's unfair. I just wanted you to know that I understand it. I'm taking advantage of being a big fish in an incredibly small pond. So our next performer is another guy who comes here quite a bit. And as you could tell, if you were here for the Make Gladys Laugh portion, he writes jokes, man. This guy writes jokes. He writes a lot of them, and they're good ones. Please welcome. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. No, I'm right. Bruce Lipsky.
Thank you very much.
Oh, shut up, Chuck.
I'm
Listen to that. That's just pure envy. Pure envy. I'm sorry, Bruce. I won't come out of your time. Not coming out of your time.
You're probably wondering how I'm standing, but actually laying on the floor at the same time. The magic of cinema. You give me so many segues today. I wasn't going to talk about this, but you brought me back to my high school days. I graduated high school in the early 70s, and in order to graduate, we had to take gym. But the gym class we had to take was swimming. So the first day I got to class, usually you're asked for your uniform. So I asked my teacher, I said, teacher, where's my Speedo? He looked at me and says, Speedo, how about speed no? It's a naked swimming class. He said, son, your birthday suit is your bathing suit. And I said to him, I hope you don't teach wood chop. Imagine being 14 years old, having to do forced skinny dipping with all your classmates. Gosh, back then I barely had eyebrows. Then I realized I was probably, doing the audition for that show, Naked and Afraid. Because believe me, I was naked, very afraid. But during the class, we played water polo. And the teacher kept on yelling, Lipsky, protect your nets, protect your nets. I'd be in the corner of the pool saying, the hell with that, I'm trying to protect my nuts. But the good thing about this, I became an excellent one-handed swimmer. And in competitions, I always held my own. But the neat thing also, this gave me a lot of confidence with the ladies, especially after I perfected the breaststroke behind the bleachers with Mary Lou Zabrinsky. She was hot, very hot. Another segue over here, you were talking about pizza. A new Italian restaurant just opened up in my town, and it's called Good Pizza. Yeah, Good Pizza. I'm no marketing genius, but couldn't they think of a better name like Very Good Pizza or Excellent Pizza? Who's going to settle for just good pizza? Probably those people who like lousy lasagna or mediocre manicotti or crappy cannoli. Personally, I refuse to eat any food that has low self-esteem. And did you know this, Chuck? There's a new group of foods out there they call superfoods.
No.
The latest craze. All I know, growing up, we didn't have superfoods. We just had food. And kale is part of this group of superfoods. Kale may be a superfood, but it's my kryptonite. Superman can leap tall buildings in a single bound, but kale will clean out your colon in a single serving. And the latest superfood to hit my table is something called quinoa or quinella or quinine, something like that. But my wife always corrects me and says, Bruce, it's called quinoa. I said, if I can't pronounce it or spell it, I shouldn't be eating it. But for me, the superfood of 2021 is chipotle. But my son keeps correcting, says, Dad, it's pronounced chipotle. I said, great. This is coming from a kid who got a 40 on his Spanish regions. Chipotle or chipotle, no matter how you spell it or pronounce it, I really do love their pulled pork fajitas. Let's see where I am. Okay, I got a call from my 87-year-old dad the other day. He said, Bruce, guess what? They just opened up a new comedy club in my neighborhood. I said, that's fantastic, Dad. What's it called? He said, Stand Up MRI. I said, Dad, did you check it out? He said, yeah. They wouldn't let me in. I didn't have a prescription. But I did call up. There's no cover charge, but there's a 2 copay minimum to get in.
Hello.
But he wasn't feeling well, so I had to take my dad to the hospital. So we're in the elevator, and this technician wheels in this machine with all these tubes and hoses. My father looks at him and says, Mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you? The guy says, I hope not for your sake. It's a carpet cleaner. And, my parents are a problem. Every time we take them to a restaurant, there's a problem. I took them to their favorite restaurant, Friendly's. But there's never anything friendly about my parents when they go out. They're lukewarm at best. They don't go out to eat. They go out to complain. So we're sitting at the table. My mother calls over the manager. She says, Mister, it's bad enough my eggs are running and my toast is burnt. But how come we don't serve coffee in those nice brown Friendly mugs anymore? The manager said, lady, we stopped because people kept on stealing them. She says, oh, that's too bad. I only need one more to complete my set. Now I have a mother with a mug shop for being a mug thief. And one final thing. It was their anniversary. I figured I'd take them out to their favorite restaurant. But actually, it wasn't their favorite restaurant. It was my favorite restaurant because anytime I pay, it's my favorite restaurant. So we're in a restaurant, and my mother starts complaining right away. She says, "Bruce, this soup is disgusting. It's cold." I said, "Ma, that's the finger bowl." And when she got her food, she started eating. She slammed down her fork and said, "This is the worst Greek salad I'd ever had." I said, "Ma, how many times have I tell you, don't order a Greek salad in a Chinese restaurant?" And then when she got her fortune cookie, it said, "Confucius say, next time order the Phlogistus." That's my time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
King of the callbacks. I think I stumbled on the reason why your kid got a 40 on the Spanish Regents. Anyway, nice job, man.
Good. I feel like I'm not behind the curve in that regard, but yeah, you know yourself. It's
What's going on?
I wish I
Oh, sorry. There was a pop-up window started playing.
I just wondered if maybe we should all head for the shelters. You know what I mean?
I didn't hear a porn soundtrack to it though. That's what threw me off.
I'm no expert, but I don't think the gays even bother with a soundtrack. They just, hey, you look just like me. Let's have sex.
Right. Spotify is already on.
That's right.
Oh, that's fine. You know, our next performer has already given me a lot of shit tonight, so I don't know how good I should give him an introduction. Unfortunately, he happens to be very funny, so I can't. He'll just humiliate me more by his comedy mastery. Hey, you can tell me, is this? No, never mind.
You can't pronounce my last name?
Maybe for the chat after the show. I have this joke that I want to know if it's racist or not.
Oh, okay.
But I'll check it out later.
Yeah. Well, if it's coming from you, it's racist.
And why should I not say it? Anyway, please. If that's your attitude.
That's right. You do it. Stay on brand. Stay on brand.
Some people just carry a grudge. All right. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. From Washington, D.C. and environs, please welcome the very, all right. Very funny. No, seriously. He's good. I should give him an introduction. The fact that he's handing me my ass in comments all night is that's on me. All right. Anyway, Chip Jones. Give him a big
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike. I am sorry.
Don't apologize, man. Never apologize.
Well, when a guy's family used to own your family, you just feel like you should be able to. Oh, what's going on? So it's been a little over a week since Father's Day. I am a father. Throw that out there. And being a father is hard. I mean, it's like diffusing a bomb kind of hard, It's like, do I cut the green wire? Do I cut the red wire? Doesn't matter. It's gonna blow up in your face anyhow. Boom. Why even try? I remember when my son Chris was like 4, I took him to this festival. And this guy walks up next to us and he's just dropping F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb. So, I'm thinking, I'm going to be the good father. This is a teachable moment. So I pulled Chris aside and I'm like, that's a bad word. And in our family, we don't use that word, which is the wrong thing to do. Drawing attention to it. I mean, to see him later at the festival with a whole bunch of kids around him and he's just yelling the F word. That's a bad word. In our family, we don't use that word. So all these parents are staring at me like I'm some kind of serial killer that just killed their child's innocence, Like, red wire, green wire, boom, it's like. And of course, I do stupid stuff as a father. My wife was always like, don't throw him up in the air like that. You're gonna drop him. Don't throw him up. You're gonna drop him. I didn't drop him. I threw him into the fan. Wait. The fan wasn't on. He just bumped his head. Of course, I'm worried that my wife's just going to be all over me. So he starts to cry. I'm like, hey, Chris, Superman wouldn't cry. Yeah, Superman also wouldn't tell his mom. Oh, such a bad father. Red wire, green wire, boom again. When he was 8, though, he came home from school looking all serious. He's like, Dad, I have to ask you something. And I'm like, what's up, Chris? He goes, and you have to tell me the truth, because if I find out that you lied to me, I'll never be able to trust you. I'm like, you never want to have a precocious kid. They're like living with a little lawyer, a tiny, annoying lawyer. He said, Dad, is there really a Santa Claus, or is it you and Mom putting the presents underneath the tree? I was like, oh, did you hear something at school? He's like, I need to know. You got to be honest with me. So I said, well, there's a concept of the spirit of Santa Claus, but yeah, your mom and I, we're the ones that put the presents underneath the tree. And he just burst into tears. And I was like, you really wanted me to lie to you, didn't you? And he's like, yeah. And then my wife comes home and she hears the story, and now she's crying. And it's like, I went from trying to be the honest dad to being the Grinch who killed Santa Claus. It's like, again, red wire, green wire, boom, it's like, just never pays, And the thing that's annoying, though, is how my dad changed once my son was born. I mean, he became the real Santa Claus, because I can remember growing up, asking like for a Scooby-Doo lunchbox, and he was like, oh, that's $12. How about this Bonanza one over here for $7? Like,
you like Bonanza?
Yeah, Dad, I don't want that one. They kill women. No, but now he's just totally different. He's like coming up to Chris. He's like, hey, you need anything? Can I buy anything? And Chris is like, actually, I'm okay. I don't really need anything. And my dad's like, oh, well, here's $50 just in case. $50 just in case? I mean, I grew up with Scrooge McDuck, and my son's like got Granddaddy Warbucks. It's like, how does that shit happen? But the worst thing was actual Father's Day, because my wife, she also ruined stuff for me. I woke up early on Father's Day with a little gleam in my eye, and she's like, what's up? I said, well, it's Father's Day. I was kind of hoping for a blowjob for a present for Father's Day. And she looks at me, she goes, that's disgusting. And I'm like, but it is Father's Day. And she's like, well, okay, I'll go tell Chris, but I think he already got you a tie. I'm like, you just ruined everything. Oh, well, I think that's about my time. Thank you guys for listening.
Ooh, yeah, well, there you go. Incest, child molestation, all in the same joke. Gotta respect that.
Wasn't that the title of your album?
That's right.
Oh, it's Chuck's grinder handle.
That's right.
That joke had not been done yet.
Smooth segue into the round robin, Chuck.
Right. And you're sorry, I need to get there, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
My bad. I was laughing too much at everybody.
But I've hardly talked to oh, never mind.
You're right. I think it's a good idea for the fundraiser for Florida, but everybody else said no to the pancake breakfast.
Too soon.
Hey, what's a Miami condo dweller's favorite cartoon character? Barney Rubble.
Well, it's fun to be here on the last of open mic. What we have here is a round robin, brought to you by Round Robin Real Estate, known for plus size sales figures. And today the topic is creative beer names. So comedians, if you happen to have a creative beer name to share, a fun or funny one, please chime in. Mike, you might have a creative beer name.
I've got one. It's Pabst Blue Ribbon. Blue Ribbon? Come on, really? What were the beers that it was competing against? It's like
Urine.
Oh, Pabst third place.
Right, Billy Beer.
That's right. I hate
got
the
one,
taste
yeah.
of losers.
Yeah, Bruce has one.
Bruce has one.
Pathological lager.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I'll drink that right after I have a cure for whatever's ailing you.
Oh.
All right. Yeah.
I got one. Ale, the gang's all here.
Hello.
Oh,
Ales well that ends well.
That's
Oh.
This is
I
for your
got one.
karate. Go ahead, pal.
Yeah, so this one's called 16 and Drunk. Great for the Holly ones.
Yeah.
My granddad used to drink Pull My Finger. That was his beer.
Hello.
This is the one that Disney just introduced. Buzz Light beer.
What about Bitter Divorcee?
And for all you karate fans, Chuck Norris.
Hello.
There's one that where your friends will force you to drink it.
Yeah.
It's called beer pressure.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what's the favorite drink for the terminally ill?
What, Sukumar?
Hospice.
that's what you drink on a farm.
I'd like that with a cold porter.
And for the young ones who want to start learning to drink beer, New Kids on the Block.
Oh, nice. I have an 80s music one for Guns N' Roses fans. Stout It Out Loud.
Oh.
Uh,
How
So,
about,
what beer can't live in Mike's neighborhood? Black and Tans.
Hello.
Nice.
hey, some of my best friends. Oh, never mind. How about this is a favorite beer in nursing homes. I've fallen and I can't get hops.
and my beer, they certainly don't get a hoppy ending.
I got another one.
Sure.
So there's this new flavor of beer in town, It's called Coochie Berry. It's lip smacking good.
Hello. I've got one for funny fat girls like me. Heifer Weisenheimer.
Oh.
I drink
Johann Sebastian Bach beer.
I drink WAP. Wet ass pilsners.
Hello.
I drink Circumcision Ale. It's cut above the rest.
Oh my God. And then there's-
Doesn't have much of a head on it though.
right. I bet you'd like that small batch snatch.
For you 70s and 80s fans, my favorite then was Fallen Oats.
Oh, hello. Hey, what about Sukumar? It looked like he had one.
Yeah.
You come in with.
Yeah, a beer that's also a diuretic. IPA lot.
I hope there's cranberry juice in there. Really clean everything out.
A sophisticated beer. Optimus Prime.
Hello.
I think criminals like to have their beer in small portions, so we can call it mug shots.
Oh yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, there is that Japanese beer that's always calling the police on black people. What's it called? Kirin? Is it
Oh, that's funny because it's true.
Why you always got to make things racial? Chuck?
I don't know. It's
But it's all right. I mean, I
it's
get
all
it.
right. Actually, you know, the best slogan for any beer is actually a true slogan that we used to drink when I was in high school, which was for Schaefer beer.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of Schaefer?
Yeah.
Do you remember what their slogan was?
No.
The beer to have when you're having more than one.
One.
Basically, they were saying this beer gets better the drunker you get.
Better, not bitter.
When you're drunk enough not to be able to taste it.
That's right.
Schaefer, Rheingold. All right, remember Rheingold? Yeah.
Rheingold.
Old Milwaukee. Oof.
Right. Old Milwaukee was definitely one.
Utica Club.
Old Milwaukee, the official.
Keystone Lights. Ooh.
Oh.
So I was always a smooth operator. So.
Hello.
Of course you were.
All right, I think it's time to give Bruce. It's time to give Bruce his prize.
That's right.
Give Brew his prize.
A six pack of something, right?
Right. So let me see. I forget what we have. Oh, I know what we have for a prize here today. And Bruce, you're the winner. There were so many competitors, really good jokes. I think you had the most in there. So you get your own brewery, buddy.
Oh, look at that.
Brewery and a salad from Chef Scapone. So
hopefully no
Scapone.
No kale though.
What?
No kale in your salad.
No
That's
beer.
just...
No beer battered fish. No.
Oh, you're too clever for us, Chip. We got to get you to hang out down in the graphics department. Mike means to go down there one day, but
You really need to meet those guys.
yeah, they're on the third floor. If you want to meet them up, they'd really like to see you, Mike.
That's right.
Mike, we take a moment during every show to talk about a few of our favorite charities, and this one's near and dear to you. And well, I enjoyed the show I went to, and then they had to close for the pandemic, but I hear they're back. So can you tell us about Magic Moments Incorporated?
Yes, I'm going to try to do this very quickly so that you can talk about elevating connections and we can get the show rolling again.
For sure.
Magic Moments is a group that puts on a full-length musical with a large cast every year, and it is unique in that it is extremely special needs friendly. So in a cast of 175, and it's often 175 or more in the cast, there are 50 or 60 people with special needs that range from hardly noticeable on first glance to severe impact. And they find a way to make everybody who's in the show an integral part of the show. All the music is repurposed ASCAP and BMI licensed music. We rewrite the lyrics for the show. And when I say we, I am one of the co-writers of the show for the last 3 years, including the one that we got a week away from performing last year, but we'll perform now this year. And it's going to be great, and I know you're going to love it. And in the meantime, if you can donate a few bucks to magicmomentsinc.org, just follow the prompts when you go on the website that's on the list.
There you go. Great cause, fun shows. You do a great job writing them, and you're right. Large cast, and it's really cool to see. So I'm glad we talked about them. Mike, joining us today is Stacy Sanders, the executive director of Elevating Connections. Hi, Stacy.
Hello.
You want to tell us a little quick bit about you and what you do?
Absolutely. So I'm the thanks, Chuck. Founder and executive director of Elevating Connections. We reunite siblings who've been separated in foster care because that's a thing. They get separated for a variety of reasons, and we try and bring them back together. One of our big signature events is summer camp, which is coming up in August. We have a week of summer camp called Camp Two Belong, and we are getting close. We still need more counselors. It's a great week where they get to be siblings and spend time at camp. It's all volunteer run. And it's just a really great time for the kids to spend time. They have a birthday party because a lot of kids don't spend their birthdays together, if you can imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
We have a birthday party, and back by popular demand, we had to cancel it last year because of COVID. we just decided last week that it's safe enough to have our carnival night back. So we're gonna have carnival night for the kids.
Oh, awesome.
I know, I'm so excited about that. And so it costs about $500 per camper to run a week of Camp Tube along. So any donations we get from our community is greatly appreciated. And like I said, we still need volunteers. So go to our website and just fill out a contact form and tell me you're interested in being a counselor, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about that.
Right. Oh, that's awesome, Stacy. I'm so glad. So thanks for sharing. Good luck with camp. And we're doing a fundraiser for you. The gang at Deer Comics at the bar. We're going to be live at Factotum, our first live event for Deer Comics, and our first time being back in person for a live show. So we wanted to
so excited.
Do some fundraising for you, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to do that. And then I was there this weekend, and the beers are so goddamn good.
They're so good, and they're such a great brewery. And I'm so sad I wasn't there with you, but they're such a great brewery. Just good people with good beer.
Right. So good beer, good jokes. And I should say the rest of these things. How do I do this? There we go. If you want to listen to the podcast of Open Mic, where we broadcast on Anchor FM, thanks to the guys at Deer Comics that taught us how to do that. Super smart. So we upload the audio of the episodes to anchor.fm, and that puts us over on the Spotify and such. So if you need to find all those links, go to our link tree. It's Colorado Comedy. And if a link tree falls in the woods, Mike, does anybody post about it? We don't know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching. Click on the subscribe thing, and then you'll find out about all of our wicked cool shows. And those of you who are watching on the YouTube, we have free prizes for you, but not right now. These prizes are for our VIP customers. So thanks to our VIP customers, we got you a bear.
Yes.
Your own virtual bear. So enjoy this fella. And got you a virtual trip to Vegas. So enjoy Vegas. And
yes.
Bedtime story. Just thought I'd get you a bedtime story. So this is a lovely dad, and he's going to read you a nice bedtime story later. So enjoy that. And vanilla yogurt parfait for no reason. I think that's and why not a salad with your yogurt parfait?
You're telling me.
Gotta have a salad. Chef Capone
so it's just in the dressing.
Really pushes those fucking salads on me. Here for our general admission folks watching on the YouTube, got you a squirrel. It's a little squirrely, but still, that's your squirrel. We got it for you, and a map. And a woman who actually knows directions. Also got you that. You can hate me today, everybody. I put out two.
Hey, Mike.
Two folks.
So if the bear doesn't show up but Chuck does, is that considered an equal exchange? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I said.
Yeah, you'll get that out next time, and it'll be a joke, I'm sure.
That's right. Substitution in kind.
Thanks, Chip. Also got you this.
Swing the bat, Chuck. You got to swing the bat. Or you never
right. Well, speaking of swinging a bat, got you this fine fellow, general admission folks. You don't have to work out. He'll do it for you. And also some fresh carrots. Yeah. And you wouldn't believe it.
They're in the salad.
Salad. Gotta have a salad. Gotta have a salad. So I think that's all of our prizes and such for today. So thanks for tuning in. There's plenty more show, but we wanted to make sure we got you some cool prizes and gifts along the way. So thanks for joining us out there in YouTube land and in person. And back to our hero of the story, the main event, Mr. Mike Langworthy.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we ventured away from the show for too long already, so let me just get the next guy on the stage. I can't remember who it is anymore. Sid. It's Sid, and I was kidding. It's Sid from Bangalore, I believe.
Yep.
So we're coming from all over the place tonight. Give him a big round of applause. He had some good jokes in the round robin too.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, guys. First of all, good morning from India. Yes, it's 8:20 a.m. here, and I had a few open mics yesterday night too. So I opted not to sleep because I sleep for a long time. Anyway, so I'm from Bangalore, right? And I hate driving here. I absolutely hate driving here because in Bangalore, if you're in the car, you're always stuck with a pothole on one side and then asshole on the other. Whenever someone starts a sentence with, "Is it me?" or I immediately scream out, "Yes." The other day, my friend Jimmy was saying, "Is it me or does anyone else like watching school kids?" No, Jimmy.
Right.
My old friend Jimmy, he's a sweet guy, but he is dyslexic. So being a dyslexic kid, he's always confused between words. So one day he walks up to me and he says, "Sid, what's the difference between a hooker and a hawker?" I said, "Good question. Huge difference. Listen, I'll explain to you and you'll understand. So here's the difference. A hawker makes food. A hooker makes money. A hawker cooks crabs for you that you can eat. A hooker gives you crabs that you probably should avoid." Yeah, thankfully my friend Jimmy is safe now. My Amazon suggestion lists are weird. The other day, so my ceiling fan was busted, right? And I went to Amazon to purchase this fan. And so after you add something to the cart and you scroll down, there is a point where it says you can buy these 3 things together, right? So I added the fan to my cart. I scrolled down and Amazon said, "Sid, you can buy a fan, a pair of ropes, and a stool together." I don't know what Amazon is suggesting. Here's the thing though, I don't know much about sports. My knowledge about sports is as much as a monkey's knowledge about fixing your computer.
Sure.
It's surprising coming from a guy sitting in Bangalore making this joke, but when my friend watches football, and by football I mean the real one, the one where you move the ball with your feet. Yeah, because see, the Americans call it football and yet they take the ball in their hand, run around the field. See, at best, it can be called ball fondling.
Especially when Tom Brady does it.
Hey, no making fun of the elderly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So when my friends watch football, I like to watch TV series, and Indian TV series are like Mexican telenovelas. You have like 1,000 pans of cameras going swishes and other effects, only to the main character turn to the camera and say, "Yeah, Santa Maria." That's yeah, man. So what's it? Okay, I don't have much time left, so I'll end with something here. I'm really scared of dolls. Like the tiny dolls. I'm really scared of dolls. Dolls look like plastic midgets. They look like plastic midgets. If the Kardashians were midgets. And that's been my time, guys. You guys have been amazing. I'm Sid. Back to your host now. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. I always thought it'd be really funny if some guy would get all the Kardashians on a talk show and the host of the talk show would go, "So, Kardashians, how do you all know each other?" That would be awesome.
They all have the same plastic surgeon.
Yeah, for sure. They met when they were being turned into each other.
Right.
Jesus.
And she said, here's something you never heard Kim Kardashian say. Do these pants make my ass look fat?
Yeah, she's never said it, but everyone else has.
Yeah, I know. She might say it, but she says, do these pants make my ass look fat? Please say yes. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We got another comedian coming up right away who is not new to the show. He's new-ish to the show. He's been here before, and I'm sure he's going to be here again. I remember liking him very much, and I know you will too. Please like him. No. Laugh and applaud. Laugh and applaud for Suraj, please.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, because I think during Sid's performance, my internet connection became unstable, and I embarrassingly said, Sid, you're on mute, without realizing it. Only to realize my Wi-Fi was playing the joke on me. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, so I'm joining in from India, just like Sid and Ankur. And I had to wake up at 7 in the morning for this, 7 in the morning. And I can tell you that these American open mics have been successful where my parents haven't been for the last 26 years of my life. Yeah, but the only regret is I have told my mother about the open mics that I do. And one time she was like, Suraj, wake up. You have a show at 7:30, right? Get up. I was like, okay. Yeah. I got ready, everything. She said, okay, you're fully awake now, right? There is no show. Please wash the dishes from last night. Yeah, that's my only regret. And in India, when we go as a guest to a person's house, usually our parents will tell us, take something as a gift for the host. Like, because you want to make a good impression, you want the host to invite you to their home again. So I told my mom that I'm a guest comedian at this open mic. And she said, okay, why don't you order a box of chocolates to the host? So I guess I'll have to do that for you, Mike, after the show.
Right.
Back on again.
Yeah.
To please my mom.
Life is like that.
But wherever I go, I like to make a good impression as far as possible. Like, I like to share a quality or a trait about myself that pulls people towards me or that it makes me attractive. So with that, guys, I would like to say that I have a body odor problem. Yeah, I have a body odor problem. I smell like a dead rat. So every time I go out or meet people, I have to use this perfume. It's Wildstone Ultra Sexy Perfume, as you can see.
Wow.
So yeah, so I have to spray a few hits on this, on myself. Now the good news is I don't smell like a dead rat anymore. Now I smell like an ultra sexy dead rat.
Yeah.
But being an Indian, we face quite a few problems. We have to struggle with, like poverty, overpopulation, autocorrect. Like, I'm envious of Ankur and Sid. Like, Sid at least has a name that plenty of Western people have. Like, they're also called Sid too. And Ankur, I'm pretty sure if autocorrect deals with your name, it'll be like Anchor or Encore, which is still good enough. But in my case, it goes from Suraj to sewage.
Oh no.
Yes, that's the sad part. Like, my name Suraj in Hindi means the sun. So basically autocorrect has changed it from the sun to just gutter water. Went down the drain. So yeah, exactly. It pretty much ties in with my body odor problem, as Mike has put. Yeah. But it's gotten better. Autocorrect has improved actually. In recent times, it's not sewage anymore. It's now sure. SURE.
Oh,
So I think that's an improvement.
good.
But anybody who has worked in the corporate space here, give me a show of hands.
Sure.
Corporate
Yeah.
space, yeah, okay. So I want to talk a bit about my favorite employee. 1 minute, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to talk about my favorite employee of all time in the corporate space. That's right, the HR managers. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what HR stands for, it stands for hardly reliable.
Hello.
Yeah, like I have a friend who joined this new company, and the HR manager was like, you have joined the right company. We promise the best perks and benefits of our company, like no other company, the best perks and benefits. Perks, I say. And he got these perks and he gave it to me as well. As a matter of fact, I have them with me. Just see. Perk chocolates.
Hello.
Yes. So I'll end it with that, guys. Thank you so much. You have been a wonderful audience. Back to your wonderful host.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you back. Hope to see you again soon. I don't even know what to say about the body odor problem. That's an honest comic right there, folks.
Right. I could smell him when he got on. So
Usually I have to wait for you to tell a joke before I smell anything.
hello.
Wow.
I just thought someone pulled his finger. I don't know.
Hello. You know what? I think I might have said something in the, Sukumar, I had Chuck after Sid, and then I changed it when I talked to Sukumar in the thing. So I don't know, Chuck, are you doing like a full set or just testing out a couple of jokes? Or what?
I'm just going to test a couple of jokes after Sukumar.
Oh, all right.
You can go ahead if you want.
In that case, welcome a guy who's here a lot, always funny, and somehow or another he managed to find his way from someplace on the subcontinent to the United States. So if you don't get a lot of laughs, it's because half of the people in the crowd are envious of you. He's Sukumar Vijay Raghavan, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thanks, Mike. So when you start doing stand-up comedy here, you get a lot of comments and pieces of advice. So I remember the very first open mic I did. I was standing in the bar next to where the open mic was, and this woman came up to me and said, what are you doing here? And I looked at her and said, no, I'm here to do my very first open mic. And she said, you must be scared shitless. And I said, ma'am, nobody who's grown up on a diet of Indian food is ever scared shitless. So, and I have been feeling the burn way before millennials were even born. So, the other piece of advice I've gotten is, never talk about religion or politics. But these were the people who I didn't listen to, because these are the same people who, before a gig at the Y, told me to keep my material kid-friendly, and then got really pissed off when I did 10 minutes of pedophile jokes. It literally means kid-friendly. So the other criticism I get is that whenever I go on stage, my setups are too long, and I need to work on cutting that down. And so I thought I'd do an experiment today, and that is to figure out what is the optimum amount of setup you need to appreciate a joke. So I'll start with no setup and work my way up to give you more and more context. So you know what's a bummer? Honeymoon period. In fact, nobody who tells you to go with your gut has ever had IBS. So before this pandemic, I got this exciting email from a producer in Hollywood. And he said, he asked me whether I could fly over to LA to shoot a pilot. And I was very excited. But 1 week later, I got an identical email from Al Qaeda. So I'm actually a hypochondriac, but I'm also paranoid. So which means I keep searching for things I might have, but then don't believe in anything I read. So sometimes I think they're trying to trap me. In fact, a month ago, I was convinced that I had diabetes. And so I went to the National Diabetes Association website. But the moment I clicked on it, it said, you have to accept cookies. And I said, I can't do that. I'm diabetic. So now for a little more serious bit. So I've been in and out of the hospital for the last 2 months. And the last time I was there, I didn't realize that they have a frequent visitor program. So when they sent me back with a special gift, which was a bacterium that is antibiotic resistant. So 2 weeks later, I was in the emergency and the ICU because of septic shock. Right? So the doctor said, no, if it had been one hour later, I might not have made it. And I felt the same way too, because I felt I was heading towards a bright light. And then I realized that it was just that they had changed the bulbs in the intensive care unit. So it was just a case of, and it was just a case of ICU in a different light.
Hang on the play.
So there, the first thing they did was insert tubes into all the major blood vessels in my body, and it was almost like they were getting rid of surplus tubes. And the one thing I realized was that these tubes actually show up on X-rays. So when they took an X-ray of my chest, it looked like there were these crisscrossing tubes all across it. So I looked like a suicide bomber, all wired up and ready for his virgins. So anyway, so I just want to end with this. So all this excitement came with a price tag of a mere $250,000. So, which sort of is a statement on the cost of the U.S. healthcare system. So I'll stop there. Thanks.
All right.
Wow.
Glad you're back here performing. That's great.
Yeah. I'm glad we're glad to see you back. I thought you just had tired of my tedious singing, which I think is totally fair, and I respect you for it. But it's good. But at least you were really in a life-threatening situation. So I mean, that's the important thing is that it's not my fault. It's the fact that you're weak and sickly. Okay, what is wrong with me that I do this?
Oh, hold on. Let me get my list.
Is that one of the hot new jokes you're going to be working on tonight?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. I think we're all looking forward to that.
Right.
Please. I would say please welcome. But
here comes the pepper, everybody, from an old salt. All right.
A little spicy. He's a little spicy, this guy.
Right.
He's a bear with the spice. Bear with the spice. Bring him on. Chuck Roy.
Oh, you're so nice, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Back on the show tonight.
Was going to work on some clean jokes here, Mike.
Sure.
Yeah, I got to tidy it up in my kitchen. There's too much dirt on the floor of my kitchen. Looks like I need to make some sweeping reforms. Things in my freezer are too old, Mike.
They are. How old are they, Chuck?
Mike, the tater tots have become tater adults. Now, here's something you may not know about me. For those, we have such an international audience. I was raised in the great state of New Hampshire, which is a tiny little state up in the corner of New England. We're not known for anything other than our state motto, which is live free or die. And I chose move, which is not one of the two choices on the list. But you're going to figure out that I'm a pretty inventive bear. Mike, there's new bars in my neighborhood. I'm pretty thrilled. I've been, since things are reopening, there's just seems to be a lot of brand new bars in my neighborhood, or so I thought. Turns out Orange Theory is not a bar. I thought you could get an orange Julius and vodka, but no. Also turns out, this one I really wanted to check out for Pride, but I guess Club Pilates is not a gay bar for Spanish pilots. Which I just thought it would be, but I could tell by the music when I got in there. I'm like, it's a little calm and peaceful. But then I saw all the equipment, and I was like, what kind of S&M goes on in this place? I'm sorry, I shouldn't go on, but and a lot of my Pilates jokes, they're just a stretch. Turns out Polk City also not a gay bar, Mike. Also, that's not the way you pronounce it. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be the Poke City.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a great place to do the Poke. Please forgive me. Somebody is coming into the room with the name Zoom host. So if this is a Zoom bomber, Mike, I'm just going to assume your family will have that taken care of momentarily. Anyway, I'm getting fat, Mike. I'm back to my
Danny Rydell.
Oh, that's
Danny
awesome.
Rydell.
So hopefully we'll have a guest, Danny Rydell. Mike, I'm back to going to the Big and Tall store, which is like in high school.
Yeah.
In high school, my pant size was 50W, 30L. If your pant size is also a motor oil viscosity, you go to the prom with a friend. That's how that works. 3 more weeks, Mike, then it's my master's degree. That's the goal. And then I'll, a few weeks off and it's back to teaching at the Community College of Denver. That's we're spelling cunts. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. I hope you're in the showroom. I like teaching. I've been working on new workshops and such, and they're getting popular. I just got hired to do a humor comprehension seminar at the Woke Police Academy. So I'm looking forward to that one. This one, I'd love to know if it translates into the world of Zoom comedy. I was at the grocery store last night, and I don't know if any of you are like this. I'm tall. So if any of you are tall, when you're at the grocery store, have you ever come around the corner of the aisle and you see that tiny little, like 80-year-old woman who's trying to reach up for something? Like, if you're in that situation, your job is to go down there and help. Like you've got to be a hero and offer assistance. So I get down to the little old lady. I said, "Miss, is there something I can help you with?" And she said, "Yes, I'm trying to reach the All brand, and it's located on the top shelf, and it's pushed way to the back, and I just can't get to it." And I said, "So would you like some help reaching the All brand?" And she said, "Yes, please, Barry, you're so nice." So I said, "Get up there." All right, that one works on the Zoom. So I'm thrilled. Right. That's it for me. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the stage time. Michael, what a wonderful show.
It's what we do here at the mic. We let the guys try out the new stuff, and even the person who produces the show gets to do time if he wants to.
Oh, that's so kind of you. I appreciate your generosity.
I'm that way, Chuck. You know, I get a lot. You give me a lot of shit on the shows, but I'm that guy. I'm the guy that helps people out.
Right. While munching on almonds.
Sometimes on almonds, I do. I will cop to that. You know, somebody just came in. Danny,
Isn't that fun?
Danny's here. She's here.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a set while you're here, or did you just come
She
in?
has no choice. She has to do a set. The
Right.
crowd demands it. The crowd demands it.
She
The
just-
crowd demands that she does it.
Yeah.
Come on, Danny.
So this is Danny Rydell, and I'm not going to say anything more than that. You'll make up your own minds.
Thank you. Yes, this is Danny Rydell, who's obviously not prepared and dropping things all over the floor right now.
Right.
But hey, it is great to see all of you. I just came from an AA meeting.
Yay.
That's what I call putting fresh
Hi,
batteries
Danny.
in my vibrator. For real though, I'm sober. I'm an alcoholic, although I don't like the term recovering alcoholic. I prefer the more flattering term inactive lush. I have a bit of a problem getting really angry being sober. Just at anything at all, like The Bachelor. Why is this a show? It's a game show about polyamory, and the grand prize is monogamy. Anyway, you know who else besides me is definitely an alcoholic?
No.
Literally every Disney princess.
Oh,
All of them from the 90s or earlier, at least. I mean, think about their childhoods. Of course, they're alcoholics. Like Cinderella, what that poor woman went through, she didn't need a fairy godmother, and she certainly didn't need a prince with a foot fetish. Cinderella needed child protective services. You can't watch one of these old Disney films without just thinking, oh God, which princess is going to have which PTSD symptom in her 30s? Snow White. Snow White. Yeah. Her mental health is great. Come on, her stepmother resorted to murder for hire. Snow White, 35 years old, is somewhere right now crying her eyes out, yearning for parental approval and shit-faced on Angry Orchard. Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, it's not like there's any consent issues or anything with a woman who literally has sleeping in her name. At least the prince who kissed Snow White thought she was dead. I don't know which one's worse. Oh, God. The one Disney princess who did have like kind of a normal childhood was the Little Mermaid, Ariel.
Yeah.
Except she had her own set of issues. Little Mermaid was a hoarder. Remember? Yeah. She had a cave in the ocean where she collected all the garbage that reminded her of the guy she had a crush on and sang adorable songs about it. And I have a theory. I believe this problem got worse at the end of the movie when she becomes human and marries Prince Eric. Because hear me out. The Little Mermaid gets legs, right?
Yep.
Which means she also gets like a clit now.
Whoa.
No, she always had one, I'm
Right.
sure. I mean, the mermaid clit, like it's probably like there's a scale in front, but it's right there, you know. But there's no way that she's not still hoarding stuff. She's hoarding vibrators in Prince Eric's castle.
Yeah.
Still singing adorable songs about it, you know. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? She wants to show off her like Hitachi dingle hopper and shit. Eric thinks this one massages my feet. Yeah. I like Marvel movies better. I like to watch Marvel movies and play Fuck, Marry, Kill with the Avengers.
Oh.
So last night I'm watching Age of Ultron and I'm like, okay, let me see. Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk. Fuck, marry, kill. All right, so Captain America, right? Well, you can't fuck Captain America unless you first marry Captain America. So you don't want to pick Captain America first because then you just waste your fuck choice. And I personally cannot marry Captain America because he's so fucking wholesome he won't even say the word fuck. And I can't deal with some guy standing behind my back for the rest of my life going language every time I fucking say fuck. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, Steve. So I have to kill Captain America. Iron Man. I would fuck the shit out of Iron Man.
Oh.
Can't marry Iron Man though. Because Tony Stark's an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. I would fucking relapse. Although, how hot would it be to have Iron Man join me for an AA meeting? But anyway, I can't marry Iron Man because he's an engineer and my first husband's an engineer. I can't marry another engineer. They're great in bed. I'll fuck another engineer. I mean, lots of attention to detail. They take instruction very well. Kind of weird to live with. So that brings me to the Hulk. I gotta marry the Hulk. For those of you who have not seen my profile, I gotta marry the Hulk because I'm a Jewish girl, and if I don't, my grandmother will follow me around for the rest of my life going, why didn't you marry the doctor? I need to stop making fun of my first husband so much. I feel like it's getting kind of mean because he's actually, my first husband is a really, really nice man, as first husbands go. Yes. That's why we're still married. Hey, he may not be a doctor, but he talks to his mother like Captain America and he fucks like Iron Man. I'm Danny Rydell. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go, Danny. Thank you. Danny was just, as they said in the olden days, taping across the hall, and she started to pop up.
Yeah.
Over to do a little comedy for us.
Zing, zing, zing.
Thrilled she did. And you know what, Chuck? We've reached that point in the show where
Hey, you're right, Mike. When she smokes weed, she's Rydell high.
yes. I'm sure she is. She's right.
Sorry. I'm not sorry. But...
No, you got to apologize for some of the other stuff, but not that one.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's all right. It's good. You did great tonight. Everybody did great tonight. That was a fun show.
But Danny lied to us.
She did.
Yeah, there's no way her vibrator takes less than C-size batteries. Come
Hello.
She actually, I have it on good authority. She doesn't have batteries at all in her vibrator. It's solar powered.
Or plugs it to the wall.
So yes, it's a little on the large size.
The backup generator.
Yeah, but it'll run forever as long as the sun is going. Anyway, I don't
It's
even
more reliable than the Texas power grid.
Certainly more reliable than that. No question about it. As a matter of fact, there's some blurry sort of Bigfoot-like pictures of Danny leaving that condo complex in Miami right before it fell down. She left the building with her equipment running. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. What I was going to tell you earlier, Chuck, is that we've reached that point in the show where we do our funny. We thank everybody.
Right.
We thank everybody for performing.
Look at you for remembering.
And I could go to, I could go through everybody's name and thank you individually, but come on, that's such a hassle.
Right.
So,
how about guns up for the funny photo, right?
So we should tell everybody, those of you who are new, Chuck usually comes up with a little thing that we can do. Taking a funny photo at the end of the thing, which is he does on grid view and then puts up on the YouTube show. So Chuck, what are we doing this week?
Guns up, Western guns up.
Oh, I got a Western background tonight. Perfect.
Right. So 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you,
so
everybody.
much.
Oh, and if we're new, here's the thing that we do on this show is we usually, once the show is over, we generally hang around for a little while and chat and or not, depending on if people can stick around, and if they can, that's great. And talk a little bit about comedy, about where you're from, what you do, especially with the people who are new and stuff like that. And that's when Chuck really gets funny. And so,
which we should say happy birthday to your old opening act. Happy birthday, Mel Brooks.
95, is he? 95 now or something like
No,
Mel Brooks is 95 now.
yeah.
Boy, is he in great. He is in fine fettle for a man of his age. So
I think he takes after you, Mike.
Somebody has to.
Yeah. So my parents are dead, and they used to take after me all the time with a yardstick. Frequently with a yardstick, sometimes with a bolo bat.
You ever get the hairbrush? The hairbrush?
No, a hairbrush didn't have the meat that it needed. You know, it didn't have the
It
gravity.
wasn't invented back then.
Bruce Lipsky, ladies and gentlemen, on his performance on an open mic. That was a good one. You should put that joke on your resume when you're looking for a new mic to work. What I meant to say was that was very good, Bruce, and I'm properly chastened. No, my mom never used a hairbrush on me, but she used whatever else would come to hand. I never got hit with a belt. It's interesting because I heard a lot of stories, especially when I was doing stand-up in the olden days, about guys who were beat by their parents. I believe we're still on YouTube, Chuck.
Yeah.
Probably say goodbye to the YouTube people.
Sure.
Before we start rambling.
I was watching it on YouTube. He started talking about people with belts, and then it went dark. I don't know.
I was just getting hard.
Right. Right. So time for our OnlyFans. Goodbye.